Welcome to this week's edition of Monticello Minute Unscripted. I'm your host, Keith Wallace, and as always, we're filming at Advanced Printing Company just off the square in beautiful downtown Monticello. My guest today is Blair Brown, the athletic director at Monticello Schools. We're very blessed to have Blair with us. He's going to talk to us about our beloved Billies, our athletic program, our facilities, some things that everybody needs to know in Monticello about our wonderful school district, the Monticello School District. So welcome to the show, Blair.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here.
We love our Billies.
Well, we
There's
sure
no
do.
doubt about that.
Very much so.
As growing up in Monticello, around Monticello, you know, the Billies are a staple. And
oh, they sure are.
Our community rallies around the school, and our kids has been great for the community.
Well, that's right. So, well, in small towns, your school is a focal point of the community.
It is.
And it's important for us. Being a Billy, I was born a Billy, and my family's been here for generations and generations, and it's very important for us to showcase our kids, our coaches, and our school. You
know, Blair and I were talking before we started filming, and he was telling me about his journey that he's growing up here in Monticello.
Yes, I did.
Going to UAM, playing football as a boll weevil.
I was a boll weevil, and I had a great opportunity from Harold Tilley and Tommy Barnes. Larry Stanley gave me a wonderful opportunity there, and I got a chance for, an education, and I continued into coaching, teaching, and administration now.
And you've been in education for 38 years.
38 years.
And
38
recently,
years.
About 10 years ago, you had a chance to come back and
be part
of Monticello.
It worked out. It was the opportunity came, and I jumped all on top of that. I loved that. I had a chance to spend some quality time with my mom.
Yep.
And also, my family, my brother, and it's been wonderful.
It's nothing like coming home.
You're right.
Getting to be part of an organization like Monticello Schools that is just at the heart of the community of Monticello.
Well, I feel that way. We're able to really be a part of the community, a focal part of the community, and our community is a proud community.
Well, whether it's Friday night lights when people are just lined up down the street filling the stadium to cheer on the Monticello Billies football team, or whether it's baseball, basketball, softball, or there's a lot of other sports and opportunities.
Very much so.
And if you would, can you kind of give us a little rundown of what athletic opportunities are available at Monticello School for our kids?
Well, our kids have numerous activities and sports, and we're very proud of all of them. And we have outstanding people leading these people. Mm-hmm. We have a golf team. We have with Christy Mitchell leading that.
Okay.
Our tennis team led by Susan Frost. Now, if you'll come through our campus by the pond, we have a brand new 6 tennis courts, and they are the finest anywhere below Little Rock. And they're really nice.
I know there's been a lot of changes on campus here recently.
Sure.
A lot of upgrades to facilities. And we're going to talk about them. Those tennis courts, I've actually seen them firsthand.
They are, aren't they
magnificent.
Nice? And we're still working on those. We'll be installing lights here this summer to finish our project. Our tennis team, our boys won the state championship.
Wow.
And that's the pinnacle of what, it's great.
Well, good leadership, good students, good facilities, all that makes a difference.
It does. We have that here. Our football program is led by Randy Harvey, and we play at Hyatt Field.
Oh, of course.
And Hyatt Field is unique. It's one of the few fields that's not on campus. It's in the park, and it's in the middle of town. We love that it's there. It's unique, and it's part of our community.
Oh, of course. During football season, you can see the lights shining in the middle of town.
Yes.
You can hear the announcers.
Sure.
It really brings the community together.
It sure
like no other place.
It sure does. And then that's, our cheer, our pom, our band, and then our football, and then our fans. It makes Fridays, home Friday night special here.
Definitely. And of course, baseball, softball, cross country, track and field. Monticello has all that.
We sure do.
Available. So.
After football, we go into basketball season, led by Wayne Shear, which is an absolute legend in the state of Arkansas. And as fine a man as that is in our community. Our girls basketball is led by Stacy Vincent. Get in a little gig here. Our little junior girls won our district tournament.
Nice.
But we play in Billy Arena.
Yeah, of course.
And if anybody has gone down Old Warren Road and looked on campus, you see it. It stands out.
Yeah, tell us about the new arena.
Oh, the Billy Arena is the nicest facility in 4A. We think it's the nicest facility in the state of Arkansas now. I know it's the newest. It'll seat 2001.
Wow.
We hosted the regional tournament here, and it was a tremendous success.
Nice.
Now, our building is unbelievably nice. And we encourage people to come by when they get a chance to come by and see it. When we have activities, we have all types of activities in Billy Arena. But what makes Billy Arena and everything else is the people that we have working for us and volunteering and helping.
A lot of boosters.
Boosters
Great
and
staff.
Just staff. We had the regional tournament, and
tell me about that.
The regional tournament is we have the district from the southwest quarter of Nashville and DeQueen and Magnolia and Malvern and all came over to our. We had a state champion out of that. That our regional winner was DeQueen, and they won. They ended up winning the state championship in girls. So we had thousands of people come through town, and they had a good time, and they had a wonderful experience at Billy Arena.
Well, of course, when you're talking about schools and education, academics is obviously
of course, that's why we're here. Of course it is.
What athletics does, in my sight, is it's able to really bring the community in. It gives the community a chance to come into the school, to be a part of the kids' activities, and really it kind of brings everything together.
Well, you're exactly right. The best, of course, our academic program is foremost.
Of course, yeah.
Without doubt. But our athletic program, the best I've ever used, it's the front porch. It is the front porch of our school. It's where what people can see. We're constantly having events.
Oh, yeah.
Tonight we're going to, as this is being filmed tonight, we have a baseball game on campus. We've got a softball game on campus. Warren's coming over. You see us, and both of our teams are battling for first place. It's going to be great ball games tonight.
Oh,
and
baseball and softball.
It's excellent. And Ross Rogers leads our baseball program, and B.J. Jackson leads our softball. We have upgraded both. Our baseball field has precision level grade, NCAA Division I grade. Infield, and it's in great shape, and our softball field is all turf.
Nice.
So it is another one that we think is the nicest in 4A. Now we're biased, but we're here.
Of course.
So but that's been great, and we have kids that just give great effort.
Oh yeah, well that's what it comes down to. You can have the nicest facilities and great coach, but you have to have great kids too.
Oh, it's all about.
We're blessed with having some great
very
kids
much.
in
Our kids are outstanding.
We're blessed. I've always talked about how blessed we are in Southeast Arkansas and Drew County to have Monticello, have Drew Central, have UAM, have them all such great educational outlets here for our kids to be able to learn, be able to stay home, and athletics is a huge part of that.
Of course it is.
Now, obviously, athletics cost money, facilities cost money,
very much.
So if somebody would want to be a booster or want to help,
but
where would they go to maybe donate?
Okay, well, if you're not exactly certain, please reach out to me, and I will steer you that direction.
What's your email, Blair?
Blair.brown@billys.org.
That's pretty easy.
And I can help you. I can steer you toward our boosters organizations, our foundation that's umbrellas. It covers that. I can steer you to those people, and I can say those monies go directly to help kids.
That's what everybody wants to hear.
That's exactly what it does. It goes directly to our kids, and it enables our program to have, not just the basics, but a lot nicer situations. I want to take this opportunity to say I keep talking about all our facilities. These facilities are being able to be built and maintained at a high level because of our superintendent and school board. These were done long term. Miss Sandra Lanehart had plans, and she's been here 10 years. We came together, we'd known each other for years, worked together at other places. She had a long-term goal of years in advance, and those plannings and that has enabled us to build these type of facilities long term. They're not knee jerk. It takes years.
Oh, yeah, I could tell.
And how they work through there and the board, that's been outstanding.
Everyone's committed to the same goal.
Everyone's committed to the same goal, to be provide the best thing we can provide for our kids.
Well, I think you've pretty much summed everything up.
Well, I hope so.
I'm excited.
I want to see people on our campus and seeing our kids and our coaches and to build that excitement for our younger kids too.
That's right.
To build because I promise you, the years you're in school, in public school, those years after all this time, you'll never forget those positive experiences that you had.
That's right.
And extracurriculars teach you the valuable lessons in life, and we talk about the great times, but there are also tough times.
Oh, of course.
And things don't always go your way.
That's right.
Kind of like
victory and agony to defeat.
Yeah, and that's kind of like life.
That's right.
And what these kids are learning is how to deal with that.
That's right.
So it's been a great time.
Adverse situations occur in sports, and they occur in life.
They sure do, don't they? And you get a chance to learn that on the fly, and being involved with positive people that show you how to deal with it.
That's right. Well, thank you for being our guest today.
Oh, of course.
And thank you for telling us about Monticello School athletics.
Oh, sure.
I know our viewers enjoyed
this is a lot of fun.
I definitely enjoyed hearing more about it.
Sure.
And, of course, we wish our Billies the best.
Thank you very much.
Wish you the best.
Okay, before we leave now, I want everybody out there in TV land, I tell you how old I am, the state baseball and softball tournament will be here in Monticello. This is the first time since 2009 and only the second time this century that we've had a state tournament of this magnitude.
That's big
and
news.
We've never had both at the same time.
And when's this going to happen?
This is going to be May the 15th, 16th, and 17th. We're going to have 16 schools coming in baseball, 16 schools coming in for softball.
That's amazing.
We're going to have ball games going that Thursday at Monticello and at UAM. We're partnering with UAM, is working with us, and it is going to be off the chain.
Put that on your calendars.
Be there. It will be the best.
You don't want to miss out.
We're going to fill up the hotels and fill up the shopping and restaurants, and we're going to be able to demonstrate to the people all over Arkansas that the Monticello is where to be.
That's a great way to end the interview. Thank you again.
Thanks,
we'll be
man.
right back with our special guest artist for the day, Kathy King.
Appreciate you. See you, boy. Thank you.
All right. Welcome back to Monticello Minute Unscripted. My guest today is local artist Kathy King. Welcome to the show, Kathy. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm fine. Thank you for having me, Keith, and thank you for calling me an artist.
It's our pleasure.
I love that.
You are an artist, and our viewers are going to find that out today. If you're not familiar with Kathy, of course, she's a resident of Monticello, hometown girl here, and she's had quite the artistic journey that she's going to tell us a little bit about. If you would, just kind of start at the beginning and tell us how you started getting interested in art and how you started becoming an artist.
Okay, well, I will be glad to do that. I was really lucky to be born of the parents that I happened to get in life.
Parenting's great. Yeah.
They wanted to introduce me to everything that I might ever want to do.
Nice.
Choir and piano lessons and Girl Scouts and the whole bit, and nothing took but the art lessons.
Okay.
And about once a week, all my friends would gather at this barn-looking studio where Margie Chamberlain taught lessons to kids.
Painting or?
Everything, mostly painting, yes, but Okay, so I'm 8 years old
Mhm.
or so when I started, and we come into this big room, and it's full of easels. Everybody gets their own easel, and you have a little stool in your place for your paints and supplies.
Nice.
And you start with tempera paint, and you get into your painting, and about the time you're getting into it, she calls you over to a little stage area, and you have to take turns posing
Posing.
for each other
Oh, really?
to learn how to
Okay.
draw.
I see.
So we did contour drawings, which is where you have to go around the edge of the object. We did build-ups where we have to go make things a volume,
Okay.
make them round, lighter on top and darker as you go back. And then we did action poses where they would get all twisted up, and you do kind of a figure eight type of drawing to depict the bone structure. So that was what
So
we
at
did.
8 years old, you were in a class
I
where
was in a
the students
class.
were used to do their own each other's physical attributes, and she was basically going over the basics of
Yeah,
how
the basics of drawing.
drawing. Okay,
Yes.
that's nice.
And
That's pretty good.
so we did that. I did that for years, really. And in about 2 years or so, I graduated into oil painting. So the time I was about 10 or so, I was painting things like this one.
Yeah, gotcha.
So um, it was a great experience. She exhibited our work in the fall at the fair.
Oh,
You know
right.
how
County
they still
fair,
do
yeah.
that, the county fair. So she would put up all our little paintings, and we would get ribbons, and we'd get a little money, and
Yeah.
we'd get encouraged.
Encouragement. That was the key.
Encouragement. And we'd help her with the spin a picture booth, and sometimes as when we got older, we'd do portraits. And this was to raise money for the program. So, and then in the spring, we would do the same thing, but we'd be getting ready for the Sidewalk Art Show, which
Okay.
has grown into the Blossom Festival as you know it today.
Okay.
Up there on the courthouse, under those big old beautiful magnolia trees,
Yes, of
all
course.
full bloom.
Yeah.
And all the way around, she had put up A-frame structures with wires.
Sounded like a very special lady.
She was. Kids on the south side, and as I got older, we got to see some fabulous artwork among the adult artists in Arkansas and other states, actually, that
A little bit of nourishment and encouragement,
also,
allowing people to just create.
Yes.
And start at a young age, and it stuck with you today.
It did.
Now I know you said oil painting is what you graduated into.
Mm-hmm.
I know oil is one of the favorite painting mediums that a lot of serious painters use. Now it takes a very patient painter to use oil paint, does it not?
I actually eventually moved into acrylics, which
gotcha.
is what I paint in now because it's not as smelly.
Gotcha.
You know, I don't like the smell of turpentine.
I don't like it.
And a little easier to clean and all. And so now I mostly paint in acrylics. But the way you paint is very similar to oils. It's just that oils dry a lot slower. Slower. So it's a lot easier. But the acrylics, you can learn how to keep your paint from drying so fast, and you can make it work.
When I took art, I had my art teacher was Miss Dunn in high school, and that's where I learned about painting. I too liked acrylic because water was a little too messy for me. It ran together a little too much.
Watercolor.
You had to wait. If you did something before you could go back and do more, you had to wait such a long time for it to dry enough. And like I say, it was turpentine, the smell, and acrylic was so much more friendly. I really enjoyed that, which I didn't have patience to do any kind of painting. That's why I've eventually settled on photography, because it's instant gratification.
Yes.
Painting takes a lot more patience. But that's good. It calms you. It helps you to relax and really gives you a good release, which I'm sure you enjoy. Now, people are probably familiar with some of your work because I know you've had some displayed here in local businesses like Union Bank. Several.
I did for several years at Union Bank on the square until, as I told you earlier, I got to feeling guilty about leaving my paintings there for so long, and so I took them home.
Yeah.
But one of the funny things about my childhood is after I got a got a little better,
Mhm.
all my mother's friends wanted me to paint for them. So I was
Wow,
doing
okay.
sofa-sized paintings
Wow.
for my mother's friends. And then she would get all sad and upset with me and say, okay, now you've got to paint one for me. So I was doing a lot of duplicates, and I got tired of that and I quit. I quit selling them. So in my lifetime, I have managed to keep almost everything I've ever painted,
Really?
except for the ones that a few that I've sold, and some that I, of course, gave away, or I donated for various charities or whatever.
That's good,
But
yeah.
I thought maybe someday I'll do a lifetime show, from the beginning all the way to the end.
Well, the thing about being an artist is not only does it bring you joy to do you, but just as you talked about, it brings other people joy. That's what I love about art is because these people wanted your paintings for a reason because they enjoyed them. Your mother enjoyed them, and I think it's a gift that not only gives to you, but all those around you. And if you notice this book on the coffee table here, this is actually Kathy's book. She put this book together back around COVID, so around 2020 or
the COVID time period. I was stuck at home.
Oh, what were y'all?
And I had recently retired, and I was a little antsy, wanting to get out and travel and go, and I thought I needed a creative outlet because it was an anxious time period too.
Oh, I remember. It was an adjustment period for everybody. But the name of this book is Lullabies and Love Songs. Lullabies and Love Songs. And it's basically a book of original art, original songs, how to play the chords. Kathy's also a musician and loves music. She's an artist all the way around. And it's also got all of her paintings, pictures of all of her paintings in here.
Not all of them,
well,
but
most
a
lot of them. So very fascinating book. Now she only made just a limited amount of copies. Put some in the Ozark Folk Center and a few other places. But if you'd be interested in a book, Kathy said she can always print more. So reach out to Kathy King. She's on Facebook. And a lot of great artwork in here. We've got a really special treat because we're only getting started with Kathy. She's brought in some of her amazing work, and we're going to go through a few of these pieces that she's brought to the studio and kind of talk about it, talk about the inspiration, and let our viewers see them. So we'll be right back with that. And welcome back. We're going to talk about a few of Kathy's paintings and artwork here. Even though she was born in Magnolia, she has lived here in Drew County for the last 28 years. Drew County's really grown on her, and she's really seen a lot of things around here that inspired some of her art. And one of them you might recognize. Can you tell us a little bit about this piece, Kathy?
This is the Selma Church. Selma Baptist, Selma Methodist, I don't know. It's been both. But it's in Tiller, which is over in the Delta, a little bit east of us here. This has been one of my better sellers from the people that I have sold paintings to. I've made prints, so I didn't have to sell the original. That still hurts my heart to give away my child.
I understand. But, you create this. So.
Yeah, but it is representative of some of the artwork that I've done in Arkansas. I try to find things that are beautiful, from the mountain areas and the Delta and different churches and waterfalls. And
we're going to talk a little bit about your traveling here in just a minute.
Okay.
And this is acrylic, I assume?
It's acrylic.
Beautiful painting.
Done with mostly palette knife.
Now these next two are a little bit more personal to you. This first one, I believe. Who is the person in this painting here?
Okay, this is my grandson Jackson.
Jackson,
he
all right.
was maybe about 8 years old. Here, cutest little kid you ever saw, black hair and blue eyes and constant motion.
He looks like he's at the beach.
He was at the beach. I took photographs. I do a lot of painting from photographs.
Of course.
And I wanted to kind of capture his spirit, and his spirit is always in motion. So this was perfect. He's moving into the frame. Mm-hmm. He's running in the water, smiling, and that was just Jackson. And so that's
a great action type photo. Again, acrylic was what you used to create this?
Yes, acrylic.
Beautiful, beautiful. And of course, we've got another subject that I think is pretty dear to you. And
since I did one grandchild, I have to do his sister. This is Cadence.
Grandchildren are precious.
can't let one of them think I love them more than the other. You know how that goes. So this was actually also taken on a beach trip. It was on a rainy day. We were at the zoo, and we were waiting to go into the little pavilion where the parakeets would eat off of the stick, you know, and they had the, you know, you could feed them.
Yeah, of course.
Anyway, she's a little more introspective, a little quieter spirit.
Mm-hmm.
She was sitting inside a pavilion right in the window, and the light was just perfect. And so I took her photo, and then I thought, this one depicts my granddaughter, Cadence.
Well, I can
And-
tell, you know, how you capture their essence with
Okay,
with
I
your
tried.
painting.
I
And
tried.
with each brush stroke, it's hard to tell on the camera, but you can see the brush strokes and you can see how everything moves. These paintings are really bring a lot more come to life when you're actually here with them. But I hope y'all can pick this up out there in the camera.
When I was young, I tried to do everything realistically, but I found that the camera does a much better job of that than the paintbrush, where I would interpret what I was taking a picture of and try to capture more of the essence of it
Now
and the spirit of
We're
it.
going to talk a little bit about your travels now. This is part of a
Yes.
travel series that
It
you
is.
put out, is it
I
not?
call it my road trip series.
Road
And
trip series.
where I have been, usually these paintings will have a car in it, which just means I was in a car when I took the picture. And this particular one was from the Lake District in England, from a trip that I took with some fellow faculty members and students from UAM.
Awesome,
Back
overseas.
about 12 years ago. So this was just another example of kind of a loose impressionistic
Looks like we've got a lake
style.
here, and is that a rock wall I'm
A rock
seeing?
wall.
Yeah.
This is actually a mountain. It looks like sky, but
Mountains
it's a
in the
mountain.
background and beautiful trees and foliage.
But very abstract, not, you know, not an exact replica
Well, no,
of the photograph. So, but I just thought it was representative of some of my travels.
Oh yeah,
I've done-
you capture so much when you're
Yes.
recreating it from the photo, and you're wanting to show how you see it. You know, it's what your eyes
Right.
saw, not particularly what a camera captured, but what you remember.
Yeah.
A lot of memories, a lot of vision captured in these pieces.
I am working on one from Mountain Home, the maple trees in the fall up at Maplewood Cemetery. That's another one of my road trips. Now, this is part of my Christmas collection. I did several depicting different scenes from Jesus' birth. This is supposed to represent the three kings, but not, of course, in a realistic fashion. But to me, it says, this is the king of the Americas, this is the king of Asia, this is the king of Africa, which is the three biggest continents. And they are each coming to give their gifts and pay their respects to the baby.
Well, what I like about this piece is it's different from your other pieces. So
Very
much
much so.
realism in your other pieces.
Yeah.
This you can tell, it's almost like a stained glass look. You know, the colors are very separated. Everything's very uniform, and it's a total different style than what you've done before. And I think as an artist, a lot of times artists want to have their particular style that everybody recognizes. You know, but I think it's also very telling of an artist when they can step outside of their normal comfort zone and normal style and do something a little bit different. So I really like this painting for that fact.
Not done from a photograph.
Well, it's excellent. I tell you, I've really enjoyed looking at these pieces, and I've enjoyed visiting with you. This has been a great time. I know our viewers have enjoyed it. Anytime we can stop and talk with local artists and kind of find out about their inspiration and their journey, I think it's great, because there's a lot of people out there that, like an 8-year-old Kathy King, who might need a little encouragement. They might need a little bit of example to say, I can do that. I want to do that. I want to do what she's talking about.
Yes.
And we've got people like you in our community that can give people that type of mentorship, if nothing else, just by looking at your art and saying, I love it.
Well, my daughter is the art teacher at Drew Central.
Oh,
so I've already passed it to her.
That's
and my
awesome.
other daughter has a daughter that's going to be an artist. So I try to pass it down. It is partly in the genes, it's partly a talent that you inherit, but a whole lot of it is just being in the right place at the right time and having the right encouragement.
That's perfect.
So I want everybody to give it a try. You never know.
Well, thank you
Thank
for
you
coming
so
on the show
much.
today, and we look forward to having you again sometime.
Okay, thank you, Keith.
Thank you. All right. Well, we hope you've enjoyed this latest episode. We've enjoyed making it. Special thanks to our guests. Remember, these are going to be available not only on the Advanced Monticellonian Facebook page, but also on their webpage and on YouTube. So 3 different ways you can watch these episodes. Thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.